Tips for living in a high school dormitory. Luke and Zoe met the following week.
Hey, Luke, can I talk to you about something?
Of course. What's troubling you?
It's been a week since I moved in, and I'm still struggling. I didn't realize it would be so noisy all the time.
Have you tried using earplugs?
Yes, but they don't help much.
In that case, you might need to talk to your teachers. They can make sure everyone keeps quiet after 10 p.m.
I'll think about it, but that's not all. To make matters worse, I had a fight with my roommate last night.
What happened?
She keeps leaving her stuff all over the room. Last night, I tripped over her bag and spilled coffee on my laptop.
Have you tried talking to her calmly and finding a solution?
Not yet. How do you deal with roommate conflicts?
It's important to communicate clearly and respectfully. Set some ground rules so everyone knows what's expected of them.
Thanks for the advice, Luke.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Laura.
Oh my god, we're learning about, Zoe and Luke, and then we're thinking about our time back in high school.
I know. I remember going to the cafeteria and I was just asking Tiffany, hey, did you remember that lunch ticket?
Yeah.
We have to
Because we went to the same school.
Yay,
yeah, so cute, right?
学姐学妹.
Yeah, we were talking about our times back in high school, and then Luke and Zoe are now living in a dorm, and it's Zoe's first time too. So
Right.
she's a little bit nervous, huh?
A lot of things to adjust.
All right, so let's continue day 2, reading our article. It says here, this is a scenario.
Right.
Luke and Zoe met the following week, okay? And Zoe says, hey, Luke, can I talk to you about something? And then Luke says, of course. What's troubling you? Okay, it's not a very good thing happening right now because she needs to talk to Luke, and Luke asks, what's troubling you? When something is troubling you, it just means it's giving you trouble and it's making you feel bothered. Instead of saying what's troubling you, sometimes you can say what's bothering you or what seems to be the trouble.
Trouble 大家应该都知道吧，就是有麻烦，可是本课是当做动词来用哦，就是使焦虑啊，或者是担忧。那刚刚 Tiffany 有做蛮多补充哦，那我要补充另外一个，就是如果你想要找朋友聊心事，你就可以这样子问 Hey, do you have a minute to chat? Or there's something on my mind that I wanted to discuss with you. 或者如果是你想要一些意见，可能你想要做一个重大决定，你也可以说 I could use your advice on something that's been bothering me. Notice that word bother? 对，然后有时候我可能会跟 Tiffany 说这一句Do you have time to listen to me vent about something?
Of course, tell me everything.
I know, right? Vent 就是发泄。Yeah, I always talk to Tiffany when I feel upset.Thanks for being so supportive and always being there for me.
Of course. It's so easy to listen. Actually, I think you also do the same for me as well. You always are there for me.
Aww.
And you always are listening to me when I need to vent too. So I definitely use these words as well.
Okay, so let's continue reading and find out what Zoe says. What's her problem? What's troubling her?
I wonder what's bothering her. I mean, I could think about a million things that could probably go wrong in the dormitory. But Zoe says, it's been a week since I moved in and I'm still struggling. I didn't realize it would be so noisy all the time. I knew it. It must have been the party people upstairs.
而且已经1个星期，怎么还可以这么吵？ It's been a week.Since I moved in， 当然你可以把 a week 代换成你可能搬进一个地方的时间点。他就说我搬来已经1星期了 and I'm still struggling 是什么呢？我还在很努力的适应当中。然后他说他没有想到这个时时刻刻都会这么的吵啊。Okay, so yeah, she says, I didn't realize it would be so noisy all the time. I didn't realize 就是我没有想到。那 all the time 是什么呢？就是一直不断地。像是我很讨厌这样子哦。He's on his phone texting all the time. Who are you talking to?
And people on the MRT do this too. They're looking or watching TV shows
科技冷漠
on their phone all the time. Can you
Put
please
down
focus
your
on
cell phones.
walking? It's dangerous. Okay. All right. Well, next in the article, Luke says, have you tried using earplugs? And then Zoe says, yes, but they don't help much. And then I just pointed, earplugs are things that you stick in your ears and it's supposed to plug or block out the noises. But I don't know, they never really worked for me.
Same. And I can never fit them in like properly.
Yeah, me
They'll
too.
just like bounce out.
Mine always pops out too.
I know. 我是不是耳洞太小了
I think we do.
I know. Earplug 是什么呢？就是耳塞。那通常我们可以隔音啊，或是还有人说是防水用的哦。Exactly, like what you were saying, I don't think earplugs work well. I can still hear my boyfriend snoring even when I'm wearing them. It's
Oh
like,
my
can
gosh.
you shut up?
Then he's snoring super loud.
I know.
I think the only way is to knock him or something.
Wake him up.
I know.
Stop
Shut
snoring.
up. All right, well, next in the article, Luke says, in that case, you might need to talk to your teachers. They can make sure everyone keeps quiet after 10 p.m. See, that's
Luke
the common
is so
courtesy
smart.
time, 10 p.m.
刚刚的句子也看到太多实用的片语，我们来一一看哦。In that case 就是那样的话，然后还有 make sure 就是确保，像是出门之前 I'll make sure that my lights are turned off， 我一定要关灯哦，或者是什么危险的电器瓶都不能开哦。OK， 刚刚整句是说 In that case, you might need to talk to the teacher, right? 他说那样的话，你可能因为已经1个星期还那么吵，你可能要跟老师谈谈。他们呢，可能可以确保怎么样 ？Make sure 每个人是10点钟都安静的，没有错。这个好像是基本礼仪。如果10点之后，我们尽量音量就放小声一点，看电视不要太大声哦。
All right, well, Zoe says, I'll think about it, but that's not all.
What?
To make matters worse, I had a fight with my roommate last night. Oh no, that's kind of like the worst thing that can happen, to have a fight with your roommate too.
No, but maybe you can get it all out. Like
Oh,
just
that's
talk
true.
it out.
That's true.
I don't know. OK， 不过我觉得也太惨了，竟然呢，他还跟室友大吵一架。那他这时候就提到，更糟糕的是 to make things or matters worse。这一句话很好用哦。那通常有一种就是已经很衰了，就更惨的事情又发生。For example, I forgot my umbrella. And to make matters worse or to make things worse, it started pouring rain
Oh,
just as
man.
I left the house.
Oh no, that always happens.
I know. And whenever I have an umbrella,
it never rains.
I know.
And when I don't bring an umbrella, it rains.
Murphy's
or when you
Law.
wear white shoes, it rains.
真的很讨厌哎。
Anyways, Luke says, what happened? Zoe says she keeps leaving her stuff all over the room.
Oh.
Okay, well, if I were
knew
Zoe,
it.
I would be a little bit upset too. Now, let's take a look at the word stuff. Stuff is a noun, it just means your things. And when we talk about stuff, it could be a lot of random things like your bag, your shoes, your clothes, your hair curler, your makeup, everything is there. For example, I can say my mom gets really mad when I leave my stuff all over the living room. Oops.
Oh, okay. I think all moms are like that.
Yes.
They say, clean up, okay? So poor Zoe. Maybe it's time to play the cleaning fairy game or politely remind your roommate that the floor isn't their personal storage space. Okay, stuff 是什么呢？就是物品、东西，在口语超常用，就是 things. Okay, for example, I tried to clean my room, but I got distracted by all the cool stuff I rediscovered. Yeah, so cleaning turned into a trip down memory lane, right? 因为我最近要搬家，我真的每次在丢东西，想说好舍不得童年的回忆。Should I keep or should I throw?
You know why I laugh? Because that always happens to me. I'm like,
I know,
I
right?
want to clean this part of the house.
yeah.
And then you're like, I'm going to clean it all. It's easy. And then once you start cleaning a little section, you're like, oh my goodness. And
Like,
you start,
oh, how come I have this?
and
I
then you
never
start-
used this sticker.
And then like, oh, I remember the sticker was in this book there. And then you go and like do other stuff.
Yeah.
I know how you feel. But anyways, let's continue to read the article to see what happened. Luke says, last night, or I think Zoe says this, last night I tripped over her bag and spilled coffee on my laptop. Oh no, that's the worst.
No.
All right, so poor Zoe, something spilled all over her laptop. Spill is a verb and it means to knock over something, especially liquid. For example, we can say, the little boy wanted to pour some milk into the cup, but the milk was too heavy, so he spilled it all over the table.
天啊，怎么听起来也太衰了？
Yeah.
他是说昨天晚上我踩到他的包包绊倒了，然后 就是咖啡就洒在他的笔记型电脑上 ，the worst。OK，spill 其实就是洒出或是使什么东西溅出来，它是一个动词。I totally spilled soda on my brand new shirt. Talk about bad timing. 新衣服如果真的沾到 coffee， 或者是就是那种洗不掉的东西来酱油 soy sauce，I would die literally， 我会疯掉。OK， 那刚刚有提到 laptop， 哇，这个如果坏掉我也会疯掉哎，就是笔记型电脑，它是一个名词。那常常我们还可以用 notebook 来表示哦。But I prefer iPads.
Yeah, it's easier
Lighter.
now.
对，比较轻。
Okay, next. Luke says, have you tried talking to her calmly and finding a solution? That's actually really important because although we understand you can be very upset, sometimes it's not good to talk to someone when you're very angry. So he says, do you want to talk to her calmly? Calmly is an adverb and it means you don't have a lot of high emotions, like you don't feel so strongly sad, angry, or upset. You're very like, whoo, zen and at peace. For example, we can say, Kevin tried to calmly break up with Karen, but Karen was too upset and started yelling. Oh no.
Okay. Calm down, girl. Okay, calmly. 大家都知道 calm 就是冷静，这个是它的副词哦，冷静地、镇静的。When faced with a stressful situation, I took a deep breath and calmly said, "Not today, stress. Go away.
Namaste.
I don't need you. Namaste."
Namaste. All right, he says to calmly find a solution. Now, a solution here is a noun and it just means finding an answer to our problem. Just like in math, you have problems to solve and the answers are your solution. We can also use it in a sentence like this. The two children couldn't stop fighting, so the teacher found a solution to make them both happy.
Wow, OK. Solution 当然就是解决办法咯。OK， 所以刚刚呢，他有提到的这个建议，你们觉得怎么样？他说，你有没有试过冷静的，可能跟对方谈谈，并且找到解决方法吗？所以他有跟他室友谈吗
？Let's see if that's a smart thing that she did. Zoe says, not yet.
Oh.
How do you deal with roommate conflicts? It's definitely, I think, a tricky one, huh? Conflict here is a noun and it means a fight, a disagreement, or a problem. For example, we can say there was a conflict between the students over who should be the leader of the project. Now, another one you can also say is this story shows a great conflict between the two main characters. It's such a good story to read.
Conflict 当然就是冲突 ，OK， 那通常我很害怕两个人有冲突，所以你可能要化解它。我们可以用 resolve 这个动词 resolve conflicts 化解冲突。所以刚刚他提到这个问题，我也蛮想知道答案诶。他说 ，How do you deal with roommate conflicts？ 你要怎么处理跟室友的冲突呢 ？It's so hard.
Yeah, and you're gonna live with them, so it's really, really, really difficult.
Yeah.
Let's see what Luke says. He has a little bit more experience. He says, it's important to communicate clearly and respectfully. Okay, that's a very important advice here. When you communicate, it's a verb and it means you talk about something. But when you communicate, it means you really, really, really are clear in what you feel, and you're also very honest and truthful as well. So for example, we can say if your feelings are hurt, you should try to communicate your feelings. It may be hard, but you should try. And I think people can understand a little bit more if you try to communicate and tell them what's going on.
Right, so I agree with Luke. It's important to communicate clearly and respectfully. 意思就是清楚，而且要带着尊重这样子的一个态度啊，或者是语气来沟通是很重要的哦。沟通来学一下，就是 communicate 这个动词。For example, my friend and I have a secret language of inside jokes and eye rolls. We don't even need words to communicate. We just get each other, like me and Tiffany.
默契
Yeah, 默契 Respectfully, okay, respect. 有没有？就是尊重，所以 respectfully 就是尊重地，它是它的副词。
Luke then says, set some ground rules so everyone knows what's expected of them. That's very smart. Yeah, I think that's the basic thing you have to do when you live with roommates. And then Zoe says, thanks for the advice, Luke, okay? We talked about ground rules, and those are just basic rules or things to follow. And I said that's really important, especially if you're sharing a living space with other people. You want to make sure someone is there to, you know, who's going to clean or like set some time to clean the house together, wash the dishes, clean the bathroom, things like that.
That's a really good advice. Okay, set some good ground rules so everyone knows what's expected of them. 就是要设一些基本的准则，这样大家就会知道，别人希望他们做的事情哦。所以这里的 ground rules 就是基本原则。那通常我们是用它的复数形来用。Well, I hope Zoe can actually, you know, solve her problems and then talk it all out calmly, nicely. With the noisy one.
Yeah, the noisy, or her roommate, because she had a fight with her.
Right.
So this brings us to our For You chat. What will you do if you're bothered by your roommates or neighbors?
If I'm bothered by my roommates or neighbors, maybe I will try leaving them a friendly note to address the issue and see if that helps improve the situation. But if all else fails, I might consider talking to the landlord if I'm renting a place, right? Or maybe seeking advice from a trusted friend or family member for guidance on how to handle the situation effectively.
Yeah, that's actually really good because I think, you know, it's hard not to react and be also angry as well because I think if you're angry and you're dealing with the situation, nothing good comes out of it. So it's best to communicate calmly and let people know that, hey, you know, you playing the drums at 2 a.m.
or wash the clothes.
Washing clothes at like 1 a.m. Hello. Like, who does that?
I need some sleep.
Yes, it bothers you. So please just be aware of my feelings too. And I think that's how you should handle every situation.
Right. Okay, so you guys have a chat about this question, but for now we're out of time.
Oh no.
Until next time, I'm Laura.
I'm Tiffany.
Bye.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Stuff. I have too much stuff in my bag. It's so heavy that it hurts my back. Spill. Nancy knocked over her glass and spilled water all over the table. Calmly. Even though her car broke down in the middle of the highway, Sarah calmly called for help. Solution. Stop worrying and think for a moment. I'm sure we can find a good solution to the problem. Conflict. We asked Elizabeth not to come to the book club again because she always has conflicts with others. Communicate. It's important to communicate with your family members. That way, they'll know how you feel.
智慧小补帖
Earplug. Laptop. Respectfully.
以上节目是由活用空中美语制作，活用空中美语杂志，请洽询全国各大书店。如欲索取试听教材，请来电02-2364-4000 02-2364-4000，或上网查询，网址是 www.english4u.net www.english4u.net